The tale begins with Nomura Fudou, a problematic kid who frequently engages in physical altercations at school. Beaten 40 individuals and admitted them to the hospital. As a result, he was moved to the Five Supreme Swords, a group of students with a secret personal synergy, met. Not only that, but Onagawara Rin Tsukuyo and AVA Mary Kikakuju Satori Tamabo Warabi Hanasaka. However, there is also the Queen Kurukuru Amiyu, who predominated in the school in addition, male students are required to dress as girls. If they refuse, they will. The mirror encounters an immoral kid named Mascadora who wants to be disciplined or expelled from school. Reminds Nomura to emulate them in order to avoid being defeated by a group of 5 supreme types. Rin chooses to enroll Nomura in her class because she is the leader of the 5 supreme swords. When Nomura entered the classroom, we'll teach him a lesson so that Nomura will follow the rules. He met Rin with a different girl, and Rin commands Nomura to submit by brandishing a sharp object. Nomura chooses to defy her directives and fight for his independence at school abroad, despite being under her orders. Ren immediately after the student who fled the classroom using a when fighting Nomura Vimura, he uses a sharp weapon. The strength of Rin's swordsmanship makes it challenging to defeat her. In order for Nomura to endure strikes from Rin, the mirror begins to take things seriously and employs iron gloves. When Rin was taken off guard, Nomura immediately executed his magic bullet move. After some music, a young woman named Nano strikes a mirror in the head, prompting the mirror to kiss Rin. Unintentionally on the lips, Rin is enraged and upset because Nomura has taken her first kiss. A member of the 5 Supreme Swords named Mary plans to fight because Nomura defeated Rin. When Nomura asks for permission to leave the school, Mascotera tells her in the mirror to obtain the 5 highest swords permission forms and the 5 members' stamps. In order to obtain the stamp, Nomura must first make amends with Rin, which is why she wanted to give a special cake to Rin so he could make amends for what had occurred before Rin discovered Ren was suffering from a fever and unable to go to school while aware that Nomura intends to pay her a visit the ladies' room. Then Nomura runs into Rin and first gives her the cake. Knowing that Nomura wants to date, Nomura has made Rin, who previously detested him, feel attracted to him more and more. Rin is glad to offer him the stamp cards for the 5 greatest swords, but he has a fever. There was a miscommunication there when Nomura caught Rin, who was about to fall as things worsened and caused her to tumble. When the foreigner left the dorm, he was met by 2 armed female students who competed with him. Nomura to boost her reputation, but Nomura effortlessly overcomes them and engages in combat. They are frightened by Magic Bullet at Nanomamura and will amuse themselves by using their lovely bodies. When the kids noticed this, they called Nomura a pervert and humiliated him. Even the following day, the girls in his class continued to make fun of Nomura. Warns Nomura to exercise caution because Mary is likely to assault him later. Mascoter also discusses a student who defeated Rin with Mary and goes by Aoyu, also known as Queen at School, has. The following day, Rin met Nomura early in the morning, and she kept a close eye on him. Mary arrived to greet them, and Rin and Mary got into a fight, so they wouldn't create any more noise. Rin is defeated by Mary because she hasn't fully recovered, whereas Nomura triumphs because Rin battles Choka, but the small monster he sees in his pants causes Choka to suddenly faint. He encountered Amiyu the Mura in front of a school building, and he confirms that he was the one who fought him. Mary had earlier interrupted him when Demura attempted to harm her and challenged Nomura to a duel. When fighting, the Mura cannot avoid Mary's attacks and always takes damage because he is not accustomed to them. Due to Mary's strike hitting the circulatory system, even Amira's movement was slowed down. He must be lost in the situation because Nomura can only rely on chance. Mary waits, strikes at the stomach, and then swiftly counters to stop it. Very much. Mary tries to test it by letting Nomura play with her body, but Nomura refuses, and only wanted a stamp from Mary, who, not to be outdone, stamped her boobs. Mary takes on the role of the Mira's overseer after learning that Nomura is superior to rumors. Doesn't have an issue with that, but he is very bothered by the fact that they always argue. A female student called Warabi Hanasaka challenges Rin and Mary because Nomura has defeated them too. If Nomura prevails in the match, Hanasaka is willing to offer her a stamp and will release the prisoner. The first competition is sumo, and competitors are required to wear a specific mascotra that is attached to the pole flag. Nomura assisted them in putting on the belt when they needed assistance because they were unsure of how to do so. When he entered the arena for the match, he was shocked to see that his opponent was a bear named Kyuubu, but Nomura has never lost a sumo match, so he is apprehensive of him and maintains confident. Foreign consistently fires magic bullets to eliminate Kyuubu pushing a bear. Is more difficult than he anticipated. The mirror attempted to lift Q from the arena. Due to the mounting of the belt being too loose, his belt unexpectedly fell off, giving the victory to Nomura. Hanasaka won't concede defeat and will engage in a more difficult battle than previously. Nomura is asked to accompany Hanasaka while she is on the school's roof so that he can obtain her stamp. There are 34 of them, and Vimura must fight them all. Rin and Mary believe it to be a trap, but it isn't. Nomura believes he must deal with it because he is eager to set Maskotra free. Mary chose to accompany him to the school's roof in addition to the fact that Nano and Shoka assisted them. When they attempted to ascend to the school's roof, they came up against the troops from Hanasaka. Satori, out of pure desire, assisted them in traveling fast to the Hanasaka location. Even though Satori despises Nomura, she will hold off on attacking him for a while to stop the uproar at school. Even though Maskoda was saved, Mirror came with the others on the roof of the school. They will now fight Hanasaka. Mary will battle Hanasaka's lieutenants with Kyuubu, although she easily defeated them by herself. Whereas Hanasaka is very strong, has mastered martial arts, and can corner Nomura as a result. In addition to using a katana, she employs unique techniques to fight her foes. The mirror never stops searching for openings to fire his magic bullets at Kyuubu. Despite the fact that Kyuubu could resist the assault, though despite the fact that a prior strike had hurt her internal organs, Nomura eventually defeated Kyuubu. Meanwhile, Rin makes a very deadly strike, but it succeeds in defeating Hanasaka. Nomura then expressed his gratitude to everyone who had assisted him as Nimir had planned. To hang sumo belts to Hanasaka and her subordinates as punishment, but fled? Nomura wanted to touch another girl's body before them, which infuriated and Mary. The following day, Nomura unexpectedly gains popularity after defeating Kyuubu, and several girls approach him. Rin and Mary were irritated to witness this because they always accompanied Nomura everywhere he went. She is preparing to frame Nomura while someone else is covertly watching him. The following day, when Rin visits Nomura, she discovers a picture of Satori and Nomura sharing a bed. It's amusing that the Mira instantly fled, making Rin and Mary regret their decision to have put their trust in Nomura. They plan to kill him after realizing that Nomura was in trouble, but Hanasaka fled. Hanasaka believes Satori plans to force Rin to leave after hearing Nomura's explanation, so he rushes to save him. And Mary despises Nomura, who turns himself in to attend the dormitory for girls in order to resolve this issue. When they noticed the wound on the body, they both inflicted terrible torture on the mural. Hanasaka then released Nomura from it when they finished doing it and left it alone. They went to Satori's room to look for concrete proof that Satori didn't store anything there. So they had to verify it for themselves in front of the offender in her room.